Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Chris Garlock here. I'm the managing editor of the American Go e-Journal. We're providing pretty much wall-to-wall coverage this week. You can check out usgo.org. We've got Twitter feeds. We've got Facebook. I don't think we have Instagram.
Not yet.
Maybe we do, and I just don't know. Very glad to be joined by Stephanie Yin, one non-professional. Stephanie, thanks for being here.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I hope a lot of you caught our feed the other night. We had a lot of fun with the pair go. That was fun.
Yeah.
And now we get to sit down, so a little easier.
Right.
My legs were tired yesterday after all that standing.
And
Probably not you.
And also, it's easier to see a human games.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we're going to pick up, this is the Board 1 game that's going on right now. It's been going on since just after 9 this morning between Ahn Dalhoon, 9-dan professional, and Ryan Lee, 1-dan professional. And we'll pick that up. We'll start from the beginning. Okay. And as always, if you've got questions, just shoot to us and we will get them. But before, the show just before with Mr. Yang and Stephen, that was very, very exciting. An exciting game. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was one of the upsets from Tuesday morning.
Yes.
So kind of blew things.
Right. So right now, there's no one has won all the games straight.
Yeah.
So four players already lost one game, and the two North American pros now are versing two non pros in the morning.
Yeah.
So we will see who has.
We will see.
Yes.
So from our point of view as broadcasters and viewers, this is good for us, right? Hard on the players.
Right.
This goes to show. All right, so why don't we start off with the game and you can tell us what's going on.
Okay, so right now, I just went upstairs and I watched the game right now. So it's very complicated fighting situation. So let's see.
Okay.
Okay. So Ryan is playing black and Ahn Dalhoon 9-dan is playing white.
And one of the things we learned the other night, which I don't think I knew, was that the AI gives white a very slight advantage, 52%, I think.
Yeah, versus 48%.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if Stephen mentioned, but they're working on a cool thing. They're trying to get so that we'll be able to use an AI to show some of that in real time for viewers. So
that would be very helpful.
Yeah, we were going to try and do it for today, but we thought we just might break the whole system. And we decided maybe we don't want to do that. So that was a good call by the crew. So thanks, guys. But maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Or maybe tonight.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. This is my one job, and I can't even do it. Okay.
Okay. All right. 2, 3, 4 points. Opening.
Ooh, and my favorite shamari coming up. I like the big shamari. Can you tell folks a little bit about? I think a lot of people are nervous with the big shamari.
So I think the smaller one is still good, but it's just not as popular as the large one. It's because after AI showed the shoulder hit here, people think almost all the professionals think, not all the professionals, but most of the professionals think.
All the professionals don't agree on anything, right?
Right. So they think this exchange move is better for white, since this is a smaller enclosure and that the corner is not as efficient as the large enclosure.
Right.
So that's why people started a large one instead of a smaller one. But I mean, this one is still good. It's still playable. It's just kind of slower than the large enclosure.
I think people get nervous with this because there's
some RGs.
There's some RG. Yeah, it's not complete.
Not complete, right? But right now it's fine. So later on, when there are some stones on the outside like this, and at the corner, it's a little weaker.
Gotcha.
Okay, so white decided to play the large approach. This is becoming more popular, but it was not that popular like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, because people think black already taking the whole territory on the right side, and if white still played a very soft approach, it would give black chance to enclose the corner again and get all the territory. So 5 years ago, people like to play the high approach, and then this is one of the very famous and one of the favorite on Joseki, followed by this opening. So I guess maybe The 9-Dan Pro thinks Ryan already played against the AI, and then he tried to avoid this AI josekis.
Gotcha.
This is my guess. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So he decided to play that large approach here, and then Ryan enclosed the corner, and then white extended on the side. So this is
This is pretty fast, right?
This is very fast. So usually white just take the 2-space extension, but I think the reason why white wants to take a larger one is because white is trying to limit the territory and influence on the upper right corner. Because if we take a 2-space extension, black can take a larger extension.
It's a perfect extension for black.
Right, and now you can see the larger enclosure gives black more efficient shape here.
You know, Michael Redmond has talked about this a lot in his commentaries. The other thing I think that maybe is going on as well is that this is, I don't think he's used this word, but a little boring.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Everybody knows this.
Right.
And so this is maybe a little out of the comfort zone, not quite clear what's going to happen, but much more interesting, right?
Right. So nowadays, when you see a lot of professional games, they always try the new things. I would say to confuse your opponent, but they want to make more interesting openings.
Right.
Since AlphaGo showed a lot of amazing moves,
Right.
Yeah, they want to try something different.
Kind of giving us permission to a lot of the things that we talked about this the other night. A lot of the things that used to be considered wrong or slow are now like, hey, try it, see what happens.
Right. So it's kind of more relaxing to try something new because if when we didn't have AI josekis before, if we try something different, we will get some judgment or some opinions. Hey, this is not joseki. Why didn't you just follow the normal joseki? But since we see a lot of AI josekis now, why don't you just try something new?
Cool.
Yeah.
New is good.
Yes. Okay. And black goes here, and I think a white jumped here. Beep. And connect and extend on the side. Okay. So so compared with this joseki and the joseki, the boring joseki like this, so this joseki is more solid for white compared with the actual game here, but this joseki is faster, like you said, and also if the space here becomes to a territory, it gives white more territory on the side.
Cool.
So it has advantage, but also has some weakness here as well.
Okay.
And then I think white. So now it's black's turn. I think black approached this corner. Okay. So no more 3-3 invasion. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan. So Ryan and I kind of have a similar style in opening. We know 3-3 invasion is good, but still sometimes we have to convince ourselves to play the 3-3 invasion.
This is what Redmond said also, you know, and I think this is a very professional kind of feeling that you have been trained. It's almost instinctive.
Right.
And so so this would be an instinctive move for you as a well-trained professional.
Right. It's more comfortable to play the approach.
Well, it's tried and true. I mean, you know this, right? But for example, if you were to do this,
it's kind of like when you play online, you want to try something new because that's a kind of a practice games.
Right.
But since even this round is more important, so we would like to try something we feel more comfortable, have a better chance for us to control. That's why I think Ryan didn't play the 3-3 invasion.
Well, we should just talk about that for a second. Both of these players, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are 4-1 at this point. So this is a critical game. Remember, there are 9 rounds in the tournament. So you're really getting into, I mean, it's really separating out. I mean, after this round, there's only going to be a few players that are 5-1.
Right.
And that, it's this round and basically, and tomorrow could almost be a decisive round.
Yeah,
of
tomorrow
course.
the two rounds are very, very important.
Yeah.
And I see there's a nice trophy on the TD's table.
Kind of teasing, you know. Every time they go to get their water, they can see the trophy. They can touch it, but they can't have it.
Right, until maybe tomorrow. Okay, so black played here.
And just so folks, for the players out there, right? I mean, this obviously, that's I think the choice for you as a pro. What are you looking at for black? What are your ABC options?
So my AB, so I think these two approach are very similar, but not these two approach. But if we want to approach from a closer side to our stones, I would suggest this one, not this one. It's because the main influence and the territory is on the upper right corner.
Right.
So if we go here, we don't actually have anything. But when we have a difficulty to choose whether we should approach, then we should always go to the wider area. So yeah, it's more
and
open.
so this is the widest area.
Right. So I think these two are similar.
And sometimes you'll see some folks can't decide, so they'll just play
In the middle. That's a
You
splitting.
don't like that as a pro too much, right?
I don't.
Okay, you can say.
It's fine. It's just a very nice move. I would say
A
very
little
nice.
indecisive.
Right.
You'd rather see a commitment, wouldn't you?
Right. So especially for black players, whoever plays black.
Sure.
Since the komi is at 7.5 points, it's a very large komi, and nowadays modern Go is, especially for black, we should always play more attacking style or faster style. But this is a kind of too slow.
But there's a word in Japanese, a lukewarm, kind of lukewarm move. You know, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen some people play there.
Yeah, that's not a bad move.
Not me.
That's not a bad move. It's just a little bit too slow. Okay, and he played a one-space pincer, thanks, and black jumped into the corner.
So he got the 3-3.
Yes, but not jump right
the
away. Extend. This is a very classic joseki until the next move. Okay.
So the next move normally
is connecting here.
Right.
But if you see some AI's game online, a lot of people now started playing this move. This move is slightly better than connecting here. It's because if we connect here, and later on if we have some stones on the side, and now you can see there's a cutting point here. So if we have the stone here now, there's no cutting point for white anymore. There's a cutting point here, but also white has a chance to sacrifice the two stones on the top, on the bottom. Sorry.
On the bottom for some outside influence.
Right. So now white actually have a choice whether white is going to accept the fight or just sacrifice the two stones on the bottom and get the outside wall. So that's why the connecting on the bottom is slightly better than connecting here. This joseki. And I believe this is the move the 9-down pro played, Dalhoon played.
The extend.
Extend, yeah,
that's
extend. And then black played a one-space jump here. And then
white plays away.
Yes. And also, AI likes small enclosure very much with the 3/4 stones.
Did we see this too much before the AIs? This I think was not so popular, right?
No, it was not very popular because the enclosure move, the 3/4 point with the enclosure move is not as good as
Like this.
Yes,
Like
this
this.
is much better.
This corner is essentially, barring special circumstances, this corner is basically, you can count this as a white corner.
Right.
But here,
It's
there's
still
attachment here,
and
right?
maybe
here,
later,
the submarine move,
right.
maybe possibly, things can happen. So you can't really count this
as a white's corner
as white's
yet.
corner yet, right? So, but again, with the AI, I guess it's looking more for the outside influence.
Now it's more popular, and basically, Pretty much every game you will see the small knight's move enclosure in every game.
I like it. I don't completely understand it, but I do. It has a good feel to it, I think.
I think that right now this is the last biggest move on the board because the corners are already enclosed except at this corner. So we all know we should always start from the corner side and the center. So since this is the last corner, the enclosure is pretty good.
You know, it's been fascinating to me. I go in the morning, go walk around. Of course, I check, watching the top boards, but I also go into the U.S. Open, which is this huge tournament. There's like 250 people in that tournament. Everything from 6 dan right down to probably 22, 25 Q, something like that. And what happens with those lower games is, here we've seen people, so nice balance here, right, of playing in all these different places. But some fight will break out in this corner, and nobody goes and takes the big move, and you just kind of want to.
Right. Right. So that happens in a lot of my students' game. They just get into one local fight.
Forget about the rest of the board.
Yeah, and you will see the other 3 corners are still empty, and they just start with the one corner.
And you're probably looking, play away, play away.
Yes. So my suggestion is in the opening we should always take the big area on the board, big plays on the board, and then you can decide whether you should start a fight or not. If we don't need to start a fight, but we're still ahead, then why do we need to take the risk?
But there's fighting coming up here pretty soon, I think, right? All right, let's check it out.
I think it's the upper right corner. Okay, so.
Oh, I like this move.
White jumped in, black jumped in.
Yeah, this is Ryan's. Since this is this is one of these submarine. I mean, normally, what you were telling me the other day, what is the second line called? The first line is called?
The deadline.
The deadline, which as a journalist I like. That's not a good thing in Go.
No.
So you normally would play on here. And this is called the
losing line.
The losing line. And then this is
the territory line.
Territory line. So special case here, right?
Special case here. So sometimes the second line moves are good. For example, the invasion move here, or what we can call this a reduction move, the 3-5 reduction move. Or if you want to slide into your opponent territory or make a base here, the sliding on the second line is sometimes a good move as well.
One of our viewers has a really good question, actually, we should have touched on. Why not the large Shamari?
That's a good question. So when we play the large enclosure, it's not very good to protect your corner because the 3-3 invasion still give a lot of risk.
That's an unconditional life.
Right. But sometimes when you see the large enclosure here, when white wants to limit black territory or influence on the other side, and the large enclosure is better than the smaller one. But in this situation, since white is trying to protect the corner, and the smaller one is better than the large.
Great question. Thank you. Keep them coming. All right.
And then let's see. So now since
do you like this move?
Yes.
I won't tell Ryan.
But if I were black, my first intuition actually is to jump here.
Right.
Yeah, since black already jumped.
So it builds this whole area here, right? And it protects against any funny business over here.
Right, and later on I can still extend here to expand my influence.
And you as a pro are often looking at sequences like that, right? Here and then here.
Right. We always look for the next or the following moves.
What's your follow-up?
Right. Before we put down this move.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're teaching because you have a school in New York City, very popular school.
Oh, thank you.
So people, if you're in New York City, you should come visit, right?
Yeah. So we open on Tuesday and Sunday. It's free to public to play just self-pair games. So we will have a lot of fun.
It's the New York Go Institute.
Of Go.
Institute of Go. I was getting confused. Sorry.
No
It's online. What's the website?
Yes, it's online. So you can check at www.ny-go.org.
Right.
Or we recently opened a YouTube channel as well.
Oh, that's right.
And our producer is actually very good. He is from a Major League Baseball director.
Wow.
But he's kind of strict. We can only get one shot. We don't have a cut.
No.
So once you make a mistake in one video, you have to go over again.
That is tough. Well, we're not like that here.
But it's a good practice, exercise.
Yeah, that's why it's professional. Good. All right. So we got the.
So black went here. And then, so the next move, black is looking for jump to the center so that everything is alive. So of course, white needs to block. And then extend, that's a sente. So after black has 2 stones here, black now is able to take the extension on the side and try to settle and live.
Now, a lot of players out there might be nervous because it still looks like there could be trouble here. It's too wide and would probably play something like this. But this is too tight, right?
Too tight, yes. So the idea of this move is black actually welcomes white to jump in.
It's kind of inviting, leaving the door open a little bit.
Right, so that black can attach and then enclose on the top. So the idea of this move is not to get the territory on the side, except black can enclose on the top and connect all the weak stones. So now you can see the white groups here is kind of not comfortable.
It's kind of sad.
Yes, it's all on the second and the first lines.
Right.
So white has to be careful when white decided to jump in. It's a very dangerous move as well.
Right.
And I believe white started the invasion here.
This is why you wanted to play here.
Yeah, so this is really, I would say, not comfortable move because for black.
Sure.
So because now the corner is weaker.
Show some of the placements for white. What are the follow-ups for white in the corner?
The 3-frame invasion, and then now if black goes here, then there's a cutting point, and white can descend down and then make a hane move here and then cut on the top, so that you can see the 2 black stones here only have 3 liberties, and then it's white's turn, so white is going to win the liberty fight.
That's just a disaster.
So that means when white played an attachment move here, black has to let white live in the corner. And now you can see all the territory in the corner is gone. And white can just...
And again, it's an unconditional life. There's no it's just alive.
Just alive. Because white now has 8 spaces inside.
But I think it's a gote life, right?
It's a gote life, yeah. It can't be a sentient life. Otherwise, black is probably going to be so unhappy. Yeah. Okay. But I think in the actual game, black still...
Yes.
Right, to save this stone. And if black goes here, now if white played the diagonal, the stone here is just dead. Yeah. So I think in territory perspective, protecting the corner is bigger. But the reason why black jumped here is because, like what we talked about earlier, since white take a larger extension, there's some weakness here.
Got it.
So you have to save this stone so that you can attack white groups here.
Right, because what you're saying is that with this, there's no problem at all now. Everything is fine.
Right.
Because they're all connected.
Right. So this move is not only about a territory, it's about a thickness.
Right.
And then white jump to the corner. And I think black extended. And there's no choice for black, even though black is not happy.
This is all driven.
Yes. Right. Okay, and then.
And Ryan would have known. I mean, when Ryan decided to do this, he already knew this.
This is
this is not a surprise.
No, that's not a surprise. Right. White played here. So the following moves for this joseki is block and block again, and now white connect here to left. So now you can see there's a cutting point here, and it's a gote joseki for black, since there's a weakness here. And then black is going to lose a chance to attack the entire group here. So that's why in the actual game, black decided to tanuki. So black didn't.
That's a really interesting choice, right?
And so I think the timing is very important right now. So if black can lose a sente here, black doesn't have any chance to attack because white will come right away to fix. So now Ren has to start something over here.
And Sente, I mean, for all of us, but particularly for these top players, Sente, it's all about. It's all about.
Very important.
I mean, that's a lot of times that's the struggle that's going on. Not even so much below the surface, but right up. That's what this whole thing is. This is about who's going to get to play.
Yeah, who gets the initiate. So I talked with Ryan. I asked him a question. Whether, since the area already showed us white has a slightly higher percentage white, and I asked him whether you like black or white, and he said he likes white, but he asked the same question to me, and I said I actually like black better, even though I know black has a little bit lower chance. It's because I think the Sente is very important, and since you start the first move, you have the control of the board. You can start opening, but there's no such opening for white. Right.
It's a good point.
And then now black here and start right away.
Fighting starts. All right.
Yeah.
Strap in.
Right. So since black is getting stronger over here by sacrificing the territory in the corner, and black is looking for this move. But in the actual game, white didn't play that connecting here.
Yeah, because what would happen now, you have white is separated. This is solid for black, so black just has the one group to deal with.
Right, but white has the two weak groups to deal. That's why in the actual game, white played here.
Interesting response.
Yes. So white is looking for a Sente as well. So now you can see the Sente is very important. So if black just simply connect here, since the cutting point at the second line I would not say never work. If there's a stone here, it will work.
Sure.
But most of the time, it doesn't work. It's too close to the edge. So now white doesn't have to worry about the push here. Instead, white can just connect on the underneath.
Right.
So now everything is fixed.
And this would not be a good. Black could not be really satisfied with this, right? This would. Yeah.
Right. So then sacrificing the territory in the corner is not useful.
So without seeing it, black is not going to connect.
No. Black. Extend it here. Oh, there's an exchange.
The exchange, right?
And then black extend, and white played here. And then it's a very complicated fight right now. So black still has to think somehow to cut through here, but at the same time, black still needs to worry about the cutting point over here.
You should show why this is a problem, right? Because the natural instinct would be to hane, right? But it's a little troubling.
And so if black hane here right away.
Does the clamp work?
I'm thinking maybe white needs to make this exchange first, and then clamp.
I see.
Yeah, and then there's a cut on the top. But since we have a cutting point here now, the three stones are stronger. Yes.
Tell me you looked at that before. You didn't just figure it out right
did.
now.
I did it before.
All right. I know you're good, but
before. Okay. We can atari here first, and now when we cut here. So I think this is a self-atari move. So black now is not able to connect the two stones.
That is so cool. Oh my God.
Yes, I think.
That's just brilliant. How many moves is that?
It's on. I think it's
like a lot.
Around 15 moves. But
so folks, when you see them sitting there seemingly doing nothing, this is what they're figuring. They're reading all of this out.
Yes. And I went to upstairs. I think one of the moves on the other board, Andy versus another 9-9 pro, Ding Wei. And Ding Wei spent almost 25 minutes on that move. And after Ding Wei played that move, it took 15 to 20 minutes for Andy to play next move.
I knew that game was going to be really
it's very slow.
Yeah. I tell you who I feel bad for is the game recorders. Because I tell them they should be doing all the reading too, because they got to sit there, they got to wait. And they don't know if the move is going to be 25 minutes or could come. And a lot of times what happens is that the moves will come in a flurry because they've both been reading them out.
Right.
So they pretty much know how it's going to go.
Right.
This is amazing. That's a really cool sequence.
Okay, so I think black already read out this variation, so It's black didn't hane right
No.
now.
Black is actually.
Went to somewhere else.
You got it. Yeah, went somewhere else. You need to explain. So there's this fight, and I think you talked about this the other day. So there's this fight going on here.
And all of a sudden, you Tanuki.
Black switches back. What's going on?
It looks like black and Tanuki
I mean, it's Sente.
in the middle of nowhere.
It does.
But I think black is trying to make this group even stronger so that it will help black to fight over here.
So it's actually, even though it's over here, it actually does have something to do with this fight.
Right. And I think after black gets stronger on the upper right corner, the cutting point here is no longer very important for black.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then at this point, white Tanuki as well. Instead of white cut here.
Does that work? Does that play?
I believe it will work since they spend a lot of time on this.
Wow.
But still, we need to spend a lot of time to read whether the following variations will work or not. But my first intuition is the cutting point here is a little bit too overplayed.
Yeah, that
because
was my amateur thought. I mean, I might do that myself, but that would just be more fighting spirit than actual reading.
Yeah. So I don't. The reason why I think the cutting point here is too overplayed is because we know this is a fighting here. There's a fight here, but blacks still have a choice whether to break it down or black still have a sente here.
Right.
So it depends on how the fight on the upper corner first, and then black can come back to decide whether black is going to connect or cut. So that's why Ren played a block here first, and it's kind of like a testing mode to see how white is going to respond, and then he's going to decide.
I would love to see the AI percentage on this cut. We should.
Me too.
See if we can find Steve to give us the number on that. I think it's probably pretty low. What do you think? Maybe really high.
Yeah, who knows? I'm not
You're
very
afraid
sure.
to say now, aren't you? You don't know what the
Especially,
AI is.
I see the AI played a self-Atari move
I know, right? You're still not over that, are you?
Not yet.
I thought you were going to walk off the stage.
No, not yet. Because that move is, oh my God, that's...
Just a message. Time to go.
Yes, maybe after the Gold Congress, I will forget about that move.
All right, so black.
Black honey, that's a sente, and white now needs to connect. So now it's very complicated fighting situation right now.
Because technically, locally, isn't white dead in the corner with a move by black?
Right. So if black play one move, the corner is dead.
It's just dead, yeah.
But I think right now this move doesn't work is because there are
shortage of
some sentes over here, and then the two stones are not very strong yet. So this is sente, and black needs to connect here, and then there's an enclosure.
White actually has a lot of liberties. That's a lot of liberties.
Five liberties.
Yeah.
Or white actually can play here. And since this is a white absolute sente, because there's an enclosure here, and now black it's very hard for black to play this move, because now black still need an extra move to save the two stones, and then white is able to connect underneath. And then that's also a sente. And since there's another cutting point here, so everything now is connected by white. So it requires a lot of reading skills over here.
Yeah, that's wow.
Okay, I think we do have one question from chat. If everyone.
Interesting question.
White has a.
I'll read the question and you can think about it. So the question from one of the viewers is, if every group on the board is safe, although I don't know that any group on the board is safe, but if every group on the board is safe and white has sente, the bottom two space jump or the split on the upper side?
I think maybe they're talking about this move.
Right.
Okay. So I think
I think it's not time to. I mean, there's just all these local fights going on right now. Probably not even time to think about that.
Right. So
I think that's a good question. I think it'll probably be revealed in the commentary. So we should. I want to see what actually happened here. Oh, I see. Okay.
So right now.
So why? So you're saying that black will not just?
Right.
It's too risky.
That's too early.
Right.
So black now needs to fix the weakness first. So
Which she connects.
okay, I can connect it here, and then I think okay, white went here. It's because now the connecting is sente. If white doesn't respond and say white, first of all, there's no very good following moves in that corner. If white goes back to left, then the cutting point here is just a waste.
Right.
So white has to do something on the upper right corner. But now, breaking
The
down here,
sequence that we looked at, right.
So since there's already one black stone here, enclosed on the top no longer works anymore because now black can attack here and cut the two stones off because we reduce one of white's liberty. So white now needs to fix the cut. And then black went, black extended. Oh, haned. Okay. And then white pushed neck. And
now the.
oh, okay. Now black extended.
Okay, if you're having trouble following this at home, so are we.
Yeah, so what is black trying to do?
Split personality here.
Maybe the person.
Brian has a plan.
Yeah, I think he has a plan.
Do we know what it is?
I don't know. Maybe we're gonna ask him later. Yes. So my guess is black is still looking for the testing move on the bottom and on the top. So this is a testing move as well because if white goes here and then black will have some sentence on the top.
Right.
And I don't think this is sente. So there's only some sente on the top. So it will help the fight on the upper right corner. So I think that's why white went here. Because if white plays here, and then this is also a sente for, not right now. Okay, maybe later. So if white goes here, there's still some ajis.
Right.
This group is not 100% alive yet. So it will be situation like white will have a weakness here, the weak group here, and also a weak group here, and then black is going to cut in the middle and attack both groups.
And a reminder that having a weak group doesn't. One of the problems with amateur players is that we try to kill the weak groups as opposed to actually just torturing them and gaining territory in the process. That's even better than. I mean, killing is okay too.
Yeah, but
it's hard to kill. Yeah.
But you made a good point. The purpose of attacking is not to kill.
Right.
It's not to kill. It's to get some profit and benefit from attacking. Yeah. So I think at this point, white is trying to kill this entire group so that white doesn't need to worry about the weakness here anymore.
Right.
And then black went here.
It's following your sequence now, the descent, right?
Descent. And
interesting.
Then haned. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. This is following. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty straightforward.
Descending will be probably everyone's first intuition, but after this move, the exchange move here, there's no connecting move anymore. And if white goes here, and black still needs to jump out, and now you can see the entire group is dead. Right.
Yep.
So this is a very important move. It gives black a chance to connect, still have a connecting move. Yeah. Okay. And
now it's connect.
He came back again.
Right. Well, I think this brings up another important point, which is that there's this whole sort of back and forth, right? All these things, is that timing is so critical. And again, a hallmark of sort of amateur games is that we tend to we just play out the area. There's no aji left. It's just all finished. We're very uncomfortable with leaving something. I mean, this whole sequence would be highly uncomfortable for any amateur up to probably Probably a Don level even.
Don level,
I would
yeah.
still be uncomfortable with leaving any of this.
Right.
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 You probably have to be maybe 4 or 5 down before
4 or
you
5
start to
down.
even think about.
These kind of
Because you
strategies.
could leave the wrong thing, and somebody could
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, I just cut this, you take that.
And I think the biggest difference between stronger players and weaker players are the judgment.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's also the difference between human players and AI, because AI has
Yep.
always have a better judgment on the board.
Scaries.
Yeah, very scary.
With their ability to simply tanuki and say, oh, you want to kill that group?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll take these 3 big moves over here. Oh, by the way, that group's not really dead.
Right.
It's sort of conditionally dead.
Right.
All right, back to the game. Oh, so we're really going to get into this fight, aren't we? Yeah.
And then double honeyed. And then
That way, that way. Wow.
That move was very surprising. I thought Black is going to.
That's what I thought too. Yeah,
start a fight here, and then start a coal here, and then there's some coal thread on the top.
Sure.
I thought Black is going to use the coal thread over there.
It's not a bad call for Black, right?
Right. It's not a free coal, but it's not that serious coal. But
Right.
if Wei lost this coal, and then everything is gonna.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean,
dead.
yeah. No, it's game over.
Okay, but
Interesting.
in the actual game, Black Atari'd from the other side. And then White connected. And then,
Can't win these semi.
so right now the Liberty fight here is Black 1 Liberty short.
Right.
But I think Black is looking for the center here so that there's no more weakness anymore.
Sure.
So apparently, Ryan thinks the upper right corner is more important than the fighting over here. So that's why he decided Atari on the other side. So,
And if folks are worried about Black losing this fight, remember that these stones are dead.
right. So right now it's dead. Yeah, the 6 stones now are dead.
Right. As long as something bad doesn't happen
Right,
on either
but I don't-
side.
Right. Okay. So I kind of want to show the variations here to the audience.
Okay.
So the reason why this is a sente is because now Black can push, and that's a sente. And now when Black connected on the top, and it looks like there's a squeeze here for Black.
It does.
But the 2 stones are not on the cutting point, so Black can just sacrifice these 2 stones.
Right.
Instead, now Black has 3 liberties and White only has 2. So Black wins the liberty fight. Okay. Okay, without this exchange, where did White go? Oh, White attached. Huh.
I'm confused.
Interesting. Okay, so my first intuition by looking at that move, I think White now is looking for the coal here. If Black still wants to kill the corner. And then there's a coal over
Oh,
here.
that's sweet.
So if Black connects here, since this is White can make this exchange earlier, and then now White can throw in. If Black connects, there's a cutting point here, then it will be a direct ko. So that joseki, the disadvantage of that joseki is it has a lot of a big ko threat
Oh, one.
when White needs to find a ko threat here. Because if White can play the 2 moves like this, the entire corner
Dead.
now is
Yeah,
dead.
that's right.
And later on, White can still cut here to find a ko thread and another Atari here. So that's kind of like a ko factory over there. Okay. So if Black connects here, and I think there's another ko over here.
But wait, doesn't this become a problem with this local fight?
I don't think so right now because
It's just too big over there.
even though there's a sente for
Gotcha. Okay.
Black, but Black still, if Black loses his ko, and capturing here now becomes a sente. So Black needs to block, and then White can still escape.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know where Black is going to do. It looks very complicated.
Uh-oh. The Stephanie AI is all of a sudden went the other way.
I was thinking when I look at the block here and the cut, I thought black was having advantage at that moment, but all of a sudden it becomes more complicated. Okay.
All right, let's see if we can whip through this and catch up to where the game is at.
Okay.
Right.
Is that that's not a...
That's the game.
Okay, and then... Oh, black start.
Looks like it's your plan.
Okay. But without that exchange... Oh, there's no exchange move over here. Okay. And then black went here. White throws in. And black captures. Now, okay, white now use this as a call threat. Smart. And then capture. Is black going to play? Oh, push. Oh, there's no stone here. Connect. Capture back. Okay. And then, yes.
Your co-factory.
Yeah, see, my guess was correct.
Your co-factory is in business. Oh, interesting.
And now black decided to tanuki.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's giving up the corner.
Right. So there's a tricky part to respond to co-threat over here. So if black decided to lose the corner anyway, we shouldn't block. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Just go ahead and give it up right up front.
It's because if we block here and later on, white can use this co-threat and capture more stones in the corner.
Right.
So if we just give up right now, if white goes here, we still have a cente on the outside. It's better.
I see.
Okay, so that means Ryan 90% give up that corner. Okay, and then white took the corner. But now black has a chance to kill the group here. Yeah, he did. Okay, good.
Good call.
Good, yes.
It takes the co back.
Because the corner is still a co. There's another co in the corner as well.
That's right.
Ryan's style is the reason why I don't like to. I like to play with him in the opening only, not in mid game.
Because the fighting.
Because of the fighting, and every time when he plays every game, there's a ko on the board. I don't know why, but he likes ko. And also, I think the difference between stronger pros and like low down pros, they have a different judgment on ko. Maybe in one ko fight, you're gonna lose 20 points or 30 points because of the judgment. So he thinks if he read the ko thread and the value of ko correctly, he can get some profit from the ko fight. So that might be the reason why he likes ko very much.
But it's very, I mean, it's tough to know. You have to know the right values and have a really good assessment. But he has a huge amount of confidence in that, so that makes sense.
And it also requires a lot of reading skills because you have to see a lot of moves ahead.
Right.
Okay, so now black only has 4 Biumi period left.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. So things are getting exciting. Well, I think we're going to catch up. So black goes ahead and protects.
And white captured.
Captures.
And white.
Crosses
Pawn 8.
underneath.
Oh, I think there's another ko probably.
How many co's we have going now?
There's probably going to be here another ko. Let's see. Okay.
Yep.
And then and the white went here. But now it's one step. No, it's not a one step ko because if black loses a ko, white now can connect. And everything now is alive. If white lives here. Okay, so I think black needs to take the ko first.
It does.
And then
Atari.
Okay, Atari, that's of course a ko threat. And white captures. And black now connects. And white reduce the liberty here. And black capture. And white Atari here. Black connects. Capture. Okay. Okay. Cut.
Right.
Let's see whether white responded that co-thread. Okay, white responded here. Capture back. Oh yeah, there's another co-thread on the top. Connect. Capture.
It's hard to see how this ends peacefully.
No.
Right. I mean,
no.
there's no, the AIs will do this, right?
Right.
Where somehow, but I mean, I haven't seen, I don't know, but it's hard to.
It's very. And also, black is already in the Biumi,
That's right.
so there's 30 seconds. Black has to play a move. It's really intense.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna stick with this, right? This is. Are we excited, Steven? Yeah, we're. Steven's like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Can you run any percentages on these moves, by the way? No?
And white went here. Black blocked. But I.
Stomach is like.
But now okay. I don't know what's going on right now. So there's a call here which is not ended, and then white start another call in the corner.
So, all right. So let's stop for just a sec. So what is so this whole corner can die, right?
And now basically everything can die. So you never know.
I'm trying to see if there's any way.
So there are a lot of connect and die in white's
Yeah.
shapes here. So I think the game probably will end very soon.
That's
So
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I'm thinking. I
depends.
just don't see a way where they both come out with enough that they can go forward. Do you?
Yes, right. So if white dies here, so
Then it's
there's
done.
no chance
It's
to catch
done.
up.
Yeah.
If white lives, then that means black is dead. Then there's no point to continue this game as well.
So it's all or nothing.
Right. I think so right now.
And I don't think even these guys could have. I mean, they probably did. You count your co-threads, but still, I mean, how do you even?
That's why we take a long time to read that move. That once the code starts, there's no back.
Right. There's no going back. Oh,
Right.
wow.
Okay, connect. And then wait. Oh, start the direct code right now. So I'm wondering where's the code. Oh, there's a code thread here. God. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Right. And black needs to capture. Capture back. And block to here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and then just takes.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Then black now needs to live
Has
in
to
the
finish
corner.
this, right?
So there's another code in the corner, because if white goes here, black can still capture here, and then it's a connect and die.
Oh, I see. Because this is actually not. This needs one more move to live.
Right.
This is a co-threat because it's a co-threat to live, but it's not an unconditional life.
Right.
So black would love to be able to go here right now
Right.
and finish that.
Right.
Right, because that would be done. But black actually has to make good on this co-threat. Black would have to live.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Right.
Okay then.
Okay. So I think a black probably made a mistake on. I had a question about this.
About this move, I wondered too.
it's-
Yeah.
And also, this code thread might be not the best way to start. Probably.
Because that gives you more threats.
Right. So and that means if white doesn't want to give more code thread to black, white has to connect back,
Right.
and later on, black now
And
can connect.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And in the actual game, black went here, and then white cut, and black needs to live, I think. Yes. And then white extend on the top. Maybe black is looking for this move. Oh no.
No, black just goes
went-
ahead and finishes.
Okay. This is huge. This is a huge move.
So let's stop before we go on from here, and let's give folks a count. So now they sort of did find a way
To end the complicated fight.
Right, to sort of like
So-
a little international detente here. You take this and I'll take that, and we'll go on. So what's our count now?
So right now, white has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18 points. Let's just say 18 points.
Sure.
And then
Like
that's
10,
12.
12.
So 30 points
30
in total.
points, right.
And this is, since this is unsettled, it's hard. Just
Maybe
leave
say
it there.
12, okay, so 30.
Yeah, 30. And then black has, this corner is no longer black's corner anymore. There's a monkey jump here.
Right, that's right, that's right. So maybe not even
I would say
5 or 6?
6
points.
6 points.
Okay.
And then this corner. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
So
4.
easy to count when there's stones there, right?
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. That's a 30.
30 points.
32, 34, 35. There's some
Yeah. 35.
potentials on the other side. 35 at 41, and 41. There's a 5 points over there, and 46. And I would say around
Call it
50.
50 points. Yeah.
50 points.
So, plus
white-
these guys are kind of clinging like a limpet to the edge. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen here, but those.
Right. So we can do. We can count the influence here versus the influence here are
Kind
equal.
of cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in territory, black is already leading,
Sure.
but black is thinner than white because white is very, very thick. So the 3 stones now here is getting
Probably attack pretty strongly.
right, and also white also has some potential in the center as well. So I would say still an even game right now.
Okay.
And then
That's pretty exciting. Look at this just.
yeah, I feel like black had a chance to end the game at that time. But black did lose 1 move here and lose 1 code thread. And the code thread here might be not very good.
Right. But I feel like black did incredibly well. I mean, white was throwing everything he had at him. I mean, really. I mean, they were both walking along this edge here of collapse.
Right.
Right. And I feel like they both did really well to come out of that in a way where there is still a game. So interesting.
Okay,
So white to move. Interesting. So here.
okay, yeah.
What do you think of that?
This is a big move. This is
But you don't want to try something here?
yeah. So this move is kind of a sente move since there's
Because of the
the jump here. So
Right.
now all the eye spaces are not.
Show people why that is, why that works.
If black push and now white can
So
block.
it's connected.
It's all connected. So
Without this, of course,
right.
just cut
If
it off.
there's no stone here, then there's no
It
connecting
just
move on
dies.
the top.
Right.
And then
So this means that there's nothing here, so it's in danger. So black probably has to
needs
do
to-
something,
black
or not.
or not. Yes, I think black doesn't really want to play actual move in
No,
the corner.
it's
Yeah. So if white is able to make this exchange move, maybe white doesn't need to invade anymore. Instead, expand the territory.
It's a good point to make for folks, actually, because even though we love the fighting and the groups may be living, maybe dying, at this point, actually, right here, after this fighting, both players are looking around and they have 2 choices. And this is where amateurs usually go wrong. They'll see a group like this and they think, well, let's attack this group, maybe kill this group or kill half this group. And that's a choice. But also the other choice is, can you expand your own territory?
Yes.
And I think that's what you're referring to. So what you're suggesting with this sequence, say for something like this, it was here, right? This is expanding white's area.
Right.
So this is building rather than destroying, right? Those are the 2 choices.
Right, because the essence of Go is not killing each other. It's not capturing each
That's
other.
the fun stuff.
Yeah, I know that's a fun stuff, but at the same time, it's very risky as well.
Yes.
And so the essence of Go is to not equally, but get
Just a little bit more.
more territory than your opponent, and then you can win the game. So it's more peaceful, but you take the control on your hand.
Right. So that's white's idea here, but black.
Black played here.
That's a good move, yeah.
That's a very good move, yes. And white
And
close to here.
Your point again here. So rather than actually directly attacking.
Yeah, because if white goes here, that is a huge move as
Sure.
well. It's a big end game move and also attacking move. But before we count the board, it's 20 points ish on black is leading on the board. So even though white take this move, it's not enough in territory.
It adds almost no points. It takes away points.
Right.
But it adds, what, 3 points or something? Maybe
maybe around 10 points.
10 altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
But black gains some points as well. Right. And then black
That
now
must at that point, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I think, that's what I expected. So I think so. Now the only way, I would not say the only way, the better way for white to win this game is to come back to attack that group, because white is very strong.
And again, not necessarily to kill. But you're thinking the back profit would be over here. The attack here will give white profit here and here.
Right. And so the best way to judge whether you should kill or not kill is to do the judgment. So since you already count the board, there are 20 points different on the board. So if white is able to get 20 points in the center, and then white
plus Comey.
Yeah, plus Comey, white wins. Right. Maybe just the 15 points, that's enough already. And then black went on the top. White here, attach. Yeah, so this is a sensei. Black is trying to get a sensei to fix the cutting point over there. Oh, no.
Oh, interesting. That way. Okay.
Yeah. So if black went here directly, and later on if black goes here, of course white is going to block.
Sure.
So if black went here first, and if white blocks here, now the cutting point now it's fixed, right. So that black can connect underneath. And here, jump. Yeah. Wow. I thought black is going to sacrifice that stone. Yeah, I think that's reasonable as well, since there's a cutting point over here. But the board is becoming bigger and bigger again, because now you can see a lot of.
So they didn't, they could have just had when they played, they could have just had the half board, because they just put over here.
Right.
And now
it switched to the other side. Yes. Okay. And white has to. Oh no, white connected first. Okay.
Sante.
And black connects, and white extend, honey, and attach. Interesting. Okay. So, by looking at these two moves, I think white now is giving up on the cutting point on the outside.
Okay.
Instead, because now since white made this exchange, and then if white still want to cut, and now you can see since black has one more stone here, and when black push, white block, and then now black is able to kill the 4 stones.
Yep.
So after this exchange, I think white now is trying to give up the cutting point on the outside. It kind of goes back to the territory again.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way, that is a great comment. This game is so exciting I can barely breathe. I'm with you. I wish I had something stronger than tea in here.
Yes.
We need better supplies. Ay, ay, ay.
Did black go here?
Let's see. No.
Okay, so black says, no, I don't want you to connect, so I'm going to disconnect.
Can we just talk a little bit about fighting spirits? Speaking, this game. So what time is it now? It's
12:30.
12:30. So 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. No breaks.
No breaks.
And can we check on the time periods? Do we know how many time periods we have left? Is that really 3 and 3? Wow. So 3 periods, which for these guys is plenty. That's. It means that they're playing is it 30 seconds? Am I right? Is it 30 seconds?
Black has 2 periods.
How many? Black has 2 periods. A 30-second BA.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
So that means that this reading is all being done in 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Wow. Again, I'm feeling for the game recorder.
Yes.
The game recorder has to get all these right too.
Right. And I noticed there's a small story when I was watching the game upstairs.
So this one came first.
Oh yeah. Oh, no. White went here first.
Right.
And then black.
Black.
Went here.
White
went here.
This is following your sequence.
Yeah. Okay, and black extended, the white Atari. Black Atari, white captured, black pushed. Oh, okay. So it's a kind of a trade. So white got outside and black left in the corner, or no, on the side. And then white now enclosed on the outside.
So what's happened here is that you were talking about how white needed how many points? 15?
15 points.
And this is, can you,
Yeah, I think
how
I
do you
know.
count this?
So at that time, we didn't count the side here.
That's right, this didn't exist.
So now
right?
white gets 10 on the bottom and another 10 over here.
So that's
30,
so
around 30. But black at the same time gets some more points as well. Black gets 10 points in the corner, and then we counted 5 points over there, 4 points over there. So black also got a few points. So that means the difference is only 20 points. And
so
now
it's still close.
it's still close, yeah. There's black has a sente. There's some weakness here as well. And black went here.
Connect, yeah. Can we say that we're almost into the big end game now? Is this still? I always have a hard time with telling with the transition from middle and with the AI. Sometimes they'll take the really big end game and then go and then.
Right. So it's harder to see AI's on stage.
Right. So, but you think this is still solid middle game fighting?
Right. Because now I think black still need to
reduce
invade.
this. Yeah. Let's just push. Yeah, coming after. Oh, I just take the two stones.
No, black went here.
This is not just about these stones. This is also about here, I assume, right?
Right. The potentials in the center.
Okay.
There's no. So white can block here. If black, right. So now everything on the side is dead. So white now needs to kill the two stones to live. And then white went. Oh, this is a big move too. The big endgame move.
That's So we're starting to edge into an endgame is a whole other piece to the game, which is just so fascinating.
Right. So endgame actually is it's one of the hardest skills as well, because you have to, in order to win. So let's say the board is very close. And in order to win the game, maybe 1 or 2 points matters. So we have to read all the sequence before you start the end game. If you lose a sente, maybe it will be a whole different story.
Because you don't have any time to make it up.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen, like especially an amateur game, end game involves a lot of counting and a lot of calculating, and also even more sequencing, right? As you say, because you want to hold on to the sente, because if you lose it,
there's no back. Yes.
So actually, if you have a really good end game, you could even go into end game 20 points behind.
Right.
Make it up.
Right. So now I think that both players are getting to the end game, because now all the fights are pretty much settled.
Boom.
Yeah, this is a big place too. It's increased the territory on white side and reducing territory on black side. And then the monkey jump.
The monkey jump.
Yeah.
Look it up.
80 point. Oh, not 80. Sorry.
Oh, do you want to show them?
8 points.
Do you want to show them the monkey jump?
Here and here. This is a monkey jump.
Right.
The
monkey jump is called from here, jumping from this stone over to here.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't. White would like to block, but can't.
Right, because there's a push and cut here.
Right, and can't block here
either,
because just capture.
Right.
And it's so annoying. Can't play here.
No, because black can extend.
So annoying.
Right.
Cute monkey, but very annoying.
Yes. So monkey jump is the large knight's move on the first line.
Yeah, large knight's, and it destroys territory. So there and can't do this
because now white can make
do
a
this.
tiger's mouth to block block black.
And black can't get in there.
Yes.
So the only way is to play right on top. Black has to pull back. then just usually here first.
So in this situation, white can block
They can
here
go ahead and play
directly.
this first. Yeah.
Because if black Atari is here,
Then
white now can come back to the Atari on
Right.
the other side.
So black would have to play
Here.
Right.
And then white now can connect.
So this and monkey jump is usually worth
8 points.
8 points.
Sente, 8 points.
Sente 8 points. That's what's like. That's nice about it. 8 points in Sente at
Very,
this
very
point
big.
is pretty large.
Let's see whether they played out this variation. Okay.
Ooh.
White jump to here. I think that will be
Same thing?
Same thing.
Whoa, they're both down to 2 periods, so we're really. But actually, in endgame, it's if you're going to be down to your last couple of periods, you want to be in endgame and not in the middle, right?
Right, exactly.
When there's really, would you want to be doing all that kind of reading?
No.
With 2 periods?
No, that'd be so stressful.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, and then I think white will
Just jump there. So yeah,
It'll be just similar.
still Sente. And here's the move I've been waiting for.
Jumped. Yeah.
Is that the right place? Looks a little deep.
Too deep. Yes. But I think there's
Because there's a little Aji maybe?
no
Aji?
This is a Sente for white, so there's gonna be a
yeah, because of this.
yeah, because of that move.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I would instinctively think.
So I
here,
think
but
it'd probably Ryan kind of at the board, and he felt
he needs to.
yeah, he's a little bit behind.
Now I have confidence, but I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm worried too.
Straightforward attachment. Ooh, scary.
Okay.
So the point is, black doesn't need to save this stone.
Right. That's a light.
That's a light stone can throw. As long as black's ideal situation would be to sort of blast right through the middle of this area.
Right.
And white is trying to get something, well, ideally here, but more likely probably here, which is still.
Still some territory. So I think
Right.
now it's the last.
This is the final frontier.
Yeah, this is the final stage. So my first. So I think maybe white made a mistake on the directions. So since black is very. So there's only 2 liberties left on white's group, even though this is dead, but still have 2 liberties. And black has a lot of liberties. It's very hard for white to squeeze black in.
It's almost impossible.
It is impossible.
I mean, because it's just
right?
one Atari.
Right. So I think it's harder for black to connect with the group on the left. So I think white should push black to the left side.
Yes.
So that it's easier for white to
I think
attack.
you're absolutely right. Oh, so you think white made a directional? I mean, since the instinctive, the cap is the instinct.
Yeah, because of the time.
Right.
So after attach here, it's very easy for black to connect right now. It's
And
getting
it's
closer.
gonna get. It's almost. Yeah. Good point. Wow.
And it is almost impossible to get some territory on the other side in the center over here. So
So just drive them into that area anyway, right?
right. And it is if black is not able to connect with any group, then it's very hard to make an eye space.
Yeah, because it's just white everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, this is exciting.
Yes.
Oh, I like this. The peep is beautiful.
Yes. Okay, and jumped first.
And this is nice shape.
And
This is looking good for Ryan, right?
Yeah, I think so. All of a sudden,
All of a sudden, yeah.
How does it? This is like the flag, or no, the power towards to Ryan again.
Yeah,
It was on.
I was feeling, yeah. No, I completely agree.
Okay,
I mean, if this gets away clean, we'll have to recount. But if Ryan gets away clean on this, I don't think white has enough points, right?
Right,
Because there's no
all-
points here. This is all destroyed. And so the only points that white would have picked up would have been these.
Around to 10 points over here. Because we kind of had 15 points, but since black got the end game, now the corner is getting even smaller.
So this could have been potentially could be the losing move.
Losing move, yes.
Exciting, y'all guys.
Jumped.
And getting the final frontier. That's right. Very good.
Okay, watch.
It's no problem, right? Oh, show why this is a problem. Show the Tsuji here.
Connect. No, there's 2 cutting points.
No, just.
Maybe
just
black
here.
is able to just sacrifice
these
the
are
two
not important,
stones.
right?
These are not
Be
important.
happy to give those away.
But the 3 stones on the bottom are bigger.
Much bigger.
Okay.
I think that would be no problem.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I think you know Ryan better than I do, but I think Ryan's feeling pretty comfortable now.
Yeah, I think so.
You think he's out of the woods.
I think so, yes.
That's what it feels like. It almost, and the thing is that this is, to me anyway, this feels much easier to read. This is not that complicated.
Right, right. As long as this cutting point doesn't exist.
I'm a little worried about that cutting point.
Yes.
But you could even,
now the ladder is working for black. So the cutting point now it doesn't work. And there's a connecting move here, so white now needs to connect.
Which does, and then he just
now
connects.
black is able to connect it back. Okay, extend. I think black now needs to fix this cut. Connecting here. Oh no, here. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Save everything.
Yeah,
save everything.
Yeah, he's very greedy. Yeah, because the cut now doesn't work because of this stone.
Right.
The white goes here, and all the way there's a tiger's mouth.
Right.
Okay, and a white
pushes
push.
there.
Extend. Oops, sorry.
Black stones are heavy.
Yes. Extend. Push. Extend. Oh, blocked. Huh. Because, like what we talked about earlier, if white push here, now it becomes a sente. So black now needs to come back to Atari here.
Right.
And then...
show what's... So you take off to...
Yeah, and then all the 5 stones are connected now.
And black is sort of running around and...
Yeah.
White. I mean, this is just...
This is a very easy enclosed.
Finished.
Okay, so let's see whether black is able to... Ooh, exciting. Okay, blocked and cut.
Kids, don't try this at home. Seriously. Unless you've got your heart meds nearby.
Yeah, okay. So...
Oh, I see what's going on.
Yeah, I think black now is...
I see what's happening. I just realized.
Yeah.
Is
so
this okay?
White mouse needs to go here. Black needs to push. Yeah, I think black wins the Liberty fight.
Actually, yeah.
He went here.
Here,
okay.
same thing, right? Sente. Actually, this is not quite the...
Oh, no. There's no more stone here. I see.
Yeah.
That's why. There's one more Liberty different. No.
This one. That's the Sente you were talking about. The Ko. Why not just...
Because I think black doesn't want to give a Sente here for white. Yeah, then...
Show folks what you mean. So if black does... Oh, I see. If black does this,
here,
then this is
Sente.
Atari.
Yeah, and white doesn't even need to fail this Sente right now, because if it will be a Liberty fight, most likely it will be a Liberty fight with this stone between this group and that group.
Gotcha.
So now black still need to capture here and fill this to reduce white's Liberty. So that's why black captured first.
Interesting. Oh, I think, we've caught up. Yes.
Okay.
Good work.
Okay, so...
Big round of applause for Stephanie, okay? Big round of applause. Yes. Stephen's applauding. All right, the crew here, all right. Oh, I hope y'all are having a good time out there. This is amazing. This is really... I will say this. These have been some great... And I've been, recording games for years and broadcasting games for years. These folks... They just come to play, you know. They really, there's no boring games.
No, not at all.
I'm not sure I can take the excitement, but really amazing.
Yes. So.
Oh, we got a move. We have a move.
Yeah. Okay. So black has.
Oh, and black's in sudden death. Thank you, Stephen. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think? Is that good? Does that work?
Yes, because white now, even though white can reduce the Liberty here, but the 3 stones are are going to die. So after these 3 stones are dead, the entire black group here is safe.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
white still need to, okay, white played attachment move here.
Yeah, what's good? Oh, I see. And then black.
So, I think that might be a mistake. So white now needs to cut, and then black now connects, and black has 3 liberties, but white has 3. But there's no way for white to squeeze black.
Right.
And then if white goes here, and black can Atari on the outside, and then if white captures black a block, and now you can see squeeze here is a direct ko, but since this ko is too big, there's no ko threat anymore. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Okay, white cut it here.
Oh dear.
Okay. And then yeah. So if white extend, that will be everything is dead because there's two.
Yeah.
So there's only way for white went here. Okay, that might be a because if black goes here and white now extend to the sente.
Oh yes.
Okay, I believe both of the players are also confused. Not confused, but they didn't have a time to read out all the.
And this can happen.
Yeah.
This simply happens when you're in that kind of time pressure.
Right.
This is difficult.
Okay. Let's see. Black did not play the move yet. All right. I think black has to play here. White extend. Black extend. Here. I think there's something over here.
I was just wondering about this cut here. They don't have time to be. Yeah, let's get an update here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's just too much time.
I think so. It's because even though black is able to cut here, but since there's still a ko here, and now it becomes a free ko for white.
Right.
And then there's a lot of a ko threat here.
Right. And these are all.
Yeah.
That doesn't even matter because when these die,
right.
then that's just too many points.
Right. I believe both of them are having questions about the last fight because that's time limit.
I think that's
they couldn't read out the variations.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's exactly right. It was probably just really complicated for both of them. Well, I mean, if we could probably go back. I'm sure they will. They're probably actually reviewing it right now. I don't see on the feed, but I'm sure they're going over this section here because I'm sure that there are better lines for both.
Yeah.
But it looks like white was the steadier in the end.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if, and then just off the top of my head, I wonder if black really didn't have time for one of these. If black really needed to play something, because black had a chance
to connect,
to simply connect, and I wonder if that. I wonder if he made an assessment that this move here. I wonder if this was the losing move. I know we haven't reviewed it, but does that maybe feel because here can just connect. There's no trouble. White can peep, but the white's line. I don't think this is going to be enough territory.
No. The cutting point doesn't work right now.
No, the cutting point, but I mean, white can peep.
Oh, no. Because this only gives white five points.
So I'm just saying, so there's really no points left.
Yes.
Or maybe here, there's you can pick up 10 points here, but I think that's probably not going to be enough at this point.
But I think this is still probably an even game because white still have a center and white has something over here. Because white captured the 2 stones there. We did the equal match between the influence here and there, right? But since white captured some stones here, and black needs to connect, and black is going to lose the potential in the center. So white might have more territory in the center than black.
So we'd have to run a line to see what happens if black connects, and then white just takes some maybe a even a big Go tape point that's worth a lot. Could be a close game.
So I think the main fight in this game is Black didn't do very well of this move.
Right.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah, this was putting it in. All right, so we are going to wrap up. I want to thank, first of all, our whole crew here for keeping us on the air so flawlessly. Great work, guys. Of course, a big thanks to all of you out there watching. We appreciate it. And our big thanks, and I forgot at the end when I was doing all the thanks on Tuesday night to thank our star, Stephanie Yin, one non-professional and a teacher at the
New York Institute of Go.
So look it up. It's online. It's on our website, usgo.org, where you'll find out more than you ever wanted to know about the wonderful game of Go. I believe we are going to have some other stream content this afternoon. Stephen is nodding his head. Oh, good. At 3 o'clock, we will have the Redmond Junior Division, so you will see some of tomorrow's stars coming up. Finals Game 3, Ari Cheng versus Frederick Bao. That should be a lot of fun. Zhao Chen, Michael Chen, and Albert Yen will be doing the commentary. And I believe tonight we have a couple of Parago games. Is that right? So, yeah. In fact, we're hoping that we might be able to talk Stephanie and maybe even Ryan to come and do some of that. And I know that Maeda and Julie Burrell, one of the Burrells, Julie Burrell will be doing the commentary for the first game. Anyway, lots of good stuff. Stay tuned. Go eat. And we will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.